Feynman said in the beginning of his lectures to imagine yourself on a beach and all the different processes that were going on chemically and physically, the motion of the waves, the rocks, the biological life happening underneath. One of the most interesting properties of water is that ice floats. Right? So the frozen form is less dense, the solid form is less dense than the liquid form. This means that ice sits on top of the ocean. But here, on the beach, the ice formed at low tide from the creek runoff over there, and then high tide came in, and so the ice is on the bottom. If we lived in a universe where this was a normal thing, where water was less dense in liquid form, and it floated on top of ice, the bottoms of the ocean would fill up with this ice, and our planet would be an entirely different place, uninhabitable. It's the weird and fortuitous circumstance that the normal thing is what you see over here. The ice floating on top of the water in chunks. Yes, I know there's also ice underneath, locked into the rocks from the low tide, but the ice that's forming now in the freezing cold is sitting on top of the water. It also has to do with there being a lower salinity layer generally on top of seawater, so it's able to freeze at a higher temperature than the extremely saline water that's lower down. But it's a fascinating and fortuitous property of water that allows life to exist and not have us have a frozen world.